Alexander Rafols of EFOC-I from Rasool University. And today, together with my groupmates from UG, we will be critiquing the documentary film titled Horrors of the Philippine Drug War by Angelo. But before everything else, let's know more about the life of Arsenal. Let me call on Angelo MANICAT to tell you about this.
Leader Arsenal, born and raised in Toronto, a Canadian journalist and chief correspondent of CBC News, co-anchor of the National series November 2017. Arsenal graduated as head girl from St. Clement's School, the University of Western Ontario in 1990, and an MA in journalism in 1991. Arsenal gained interest in broadcasting at CHRW Radio. Arsenal began her career at CBC as an editorial assistant and night assignment editor for CBC Toronto in 1991. She had had numerous other positions with the CBC. She succeeded as the chief London correspondent and spent 3 years as the foreign correspondent in Jerusalem. She is considered the Commonwealth Broadcasting Association Journalist of the Year 2005. Arsenal won 2 Gemini Awards and she is in the categories of Best Reportage and Best News Magazine Review, and nominated for 5 Gemini Awards for her work on the National, including Biling Hikaluwa in 2008. She has also won awards in the radio and television news journalist and the New York and Columbus Festival. Arsenal's coverage of the Ebola virus epidemic won the News and Documentary Emmy Award in Liberia in September 2015.
A synopsis or brief description of our critic paper, which is Horror of the Philippines Drug War. According to President of the Philippines, Rodrigo Duterte, when he pledged to eradicate the nation's drug problem within his first 6 months in office, many Filipinos warning that an official war on drug in the Philippines has resulted in 7,000 deaths and sending the nation back to the dark ages due to the difficulty in controlling the border against illegal drugs caused by the country's extensive coastline. However, President Rodrigo Duterte bemoaned that government officials and law enforcement officers themselves were involved in the drug trade. Filipinos have been urged by Rodrigo Duterte to kill drug addicts and accounts of vigilante groups shooting alleged drug users and receive extensive media coverage. Also, the conclusion of the chief prosecutor are the most notable account to date of the murders carried out as a part of the President Rodrigo Duterte anti-drug campaign. Although a former police commander claimed it was more like 6,700, official statistics place the number of the drug-related deaths at 5,526.
Marxist criticism is a theory that tackles social, political, and economic philosophy which focuses on the struggle between capitalists and the working class. It was originated by Karl Marx, hence the name Marxist. Historicism is a literary theory that focuses on the idea that literature should be studied and interpreted on the basis of both the history of the author and the history of the critic. It emphasized the political and social background of both the author and the literature. Post-colonialism is another literary theory which asks the reader to scrutinize and explain the effects of colonization and imperialism. It emphasized the extension of power into other nations. Post-colonialism responds to the issues that surface in the wake of imperialism. Ivison 2020. Structuralism refers to the literary theory that showcases the idea that a work of literature reflects a particular reality. It concentrated on how social, cultural, and psychological systems shape human behavior. It tended to provide all disciplines with a unified, single perspective of human life. Mombrol 2020.
Structuralism is shown by the silence of the people who got involved in the drug war. Innocent or not, they still get involved with this improperly controlled war. It is an uncontrolled war because if it was controlled, then no innocent would be getting involved and it would be acknowledged by the government if ever there are innocent people who got involved, rather than staying in silence if people questions them about that situation.
Historicism can be noticed in this documentary film, especially looking at the credentials and background of the reporter of the film, Adrian Arsenal, an esteemed and renowned journalist from CBC. As a journalist, she is a defender of truth, reporting everything without any form of bias. She unfearfully covered the horrors that the Philippines has been suffering from. The documentary as a whole shows the political and social status of the country under the term of then President Duterte. It was able to showcase the unjust killings, crises, injustices, and the truth in general. With this, the historicism theory was provided seemingly, scrutinizing factual events that occurred during history.
Marxist criticism is shown in the documentary by the problems that the people are dealing with, which is the drug war. It appears that the drug users and drug lords are not the only ones getting involved with the said war, but also innocent people. The struggles of the families of those innocent people who got involved are sad to bear. Despite them wanting to know the reason why their loved ones got involved, they stay in silent instead to not further provoke those who did it.
Post-colonialism theory can also be observed throughout the whole duration of the film. It is known that the Philippines is a former colony of both Spain and the United States. In the documentary, it is shown how this affects the current status of the country, resulting in the existence of marginalized people, encompassing the sad reality that our country is in. Aside from this, the lack of competence of the previous political leaders of the Philippines, as well as the corruption being rampant, it is very unfortunate to see that these people who are voiceless are the mere victims of these inhumane acts and the violation of human rights.
The conflicts have greatly increased ever since the drug war that was declared by our former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. The comment of ending those drug dealers and drug lords has been abused and taken wrong by those who have commanded it. Instead of those who are involved in drugs, innocent people have taken their place. These issues still not have been solved yet. The solution to prevent people from permanently stopping using drugs may not be possible, but it could be lessened. Although the declaration of President Duterte has lessened the number of drug addicts, there could be a way to properly handle this rather than killing. The proper guidance to the people who are involved with drugs because of poverty and for their different reasons could help them stop using drugs, thus making a chain reaction that could at least lessen those types of people one by one.
When President Rodrigo Duterte assigned the War on Drugs campaign in the Philippines, I was thrilled to see those drug addicts and pushers die in this country. Because in my perspective, they are terrible and impulsive people. But the drug war has led to the deaths of over 12,000 Filipinos, mostly urban poor. I think we need more understanding of the drug war. We will not simply kill them because they are drug pushers or addicts. They are humans and we must treat them as such.
As I saw in the film, ending the drug war is crucial for our society. Since using drugs while a person is young is the likelihood of becoming an addiction. Keep in mind that drugs alter the brain, which can result in addiction and other severe issues. Therefore, lowering this risk may be significantly aided by avoiding drug and alcohol use in adolescents. If we continue to use drugs, there will be a wide range of adverse effects, including irreversible bodily and emotional harm emotional harm to users and harmful impacts on their families, co-workers, and numerous other people they come into touch with. Drug usage has a detrimental effect on a user's health and frequently results in sickness and disease.
As a student, being educated about the matter discussed in the film is important. Why? Yes, because as a student it is necessary to know the situation because by being educated about this, we will realize the real complication. People only focus on the positive effects of the drug of war without being aware of its negative effects. There are possibilities that innocent people are victims of this. The police use the drug of war as an excuse for killing innocent people. Drugs are also a big problem, but drug problems should have been resolved differently to avoid killing innocent people. Innocent people and even children died in a drug of war.
The film Horror of the Philippines Dragon War was an eye-opener for me. It was able to successfully showcase its main objective, which is to unravel the ugly truth of President Duterte's war on drugs. It broke me to know that the marginalized people are the common victims of unjust killings. Even so, the people proven to be guilty of drug trafficking should be given another chance to rehabilitate themselves for the better. Overall, I find the film knowledgeable and interesting, for it features the event that greatly stained the Philippines and its people. And that's it. Thank you for watching our academic vlog.